strike. You won't see me coming. You won't see me coming. Till I strike.
Hey, what's poppin', everyone? Ness Mudkip here for
How's
the
it going?
UAK podcast. Shut up, you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the new intro that you just saw, which was lovingly made by Jamie.
Oh, thanks.
Definitely by Jamie.
Thanks.
Wasn't done by him.
Definitely not Tash.
Definitely done by me.
I'll tell you this,
my-
everyone. It wasn't made by neither of us. We hired a very professional editor from a very
Called the Sky Dragon.
undisclosed location that will not be mentioned at all. So do not ask us where we got this from.
Sly
as
Dragon
the editor wants to
93.
keep his identity anonymous.
Oh, Tash,
So,
so
yeah.
how did you enjoy making that intro?
What intro?
The intro that was played before this happy podcast.
I didn't make that intro.
But you showed me. You did it in After Effects and then, you know, fiddled it
Jamie, Anyway, you may notice it's a little quiet. It's a
Is
little
it?
bit quiet today. Yeah, it's just
Oh,
me,
it is.
Jamie, and Tash.
Brilliant.
So,
It's like the best.
Also, if
Uh,
anybody
yeah.
finds the
See-
Star of Games, please contact
If you
us.
find Lewis,
Yes.
give us a shout. We don't know where
Literally,
he is.
we haven't talked to him in days.
Like 3 or 4
Ben,
days.
I don't know where Ben is. He's just unforeseen circumstances.
We
but,
will
um,
leave a
Welsh
notification
needs,
if we find him or his dead body. I'll get notified that he's dead. Because
You'll get
obviously
a
we picked up
reward, don't worry.
after we record this. So
yeah.
But
Anyway,
he,
let's
literally,
move on.
he is missing in action.
He really is, yeah. But with that aside, if anyone sees him, yeah, come to us. But anyway,
And-
that
and
aside,
Ben,
today's
well,
topic.
Ben's gone out and deserted us. He just thought, oh, I'm going out. Like,
He was like, I got to go, man. I got to sort out my Welsh needs.
Oh,
if he listens to this, you know he's gonna kill you.
yeah.
Twice.
Oh, at least he won't kill you.
Kill the kill.
Anyway, let's just get
Oh,
a move
God.
on with this podcast already.
Let's go ahead and introduce the topic for today. Now, today is
No.
something a little more
Slut.
imagination fueled, and the topic is best and worst anime universes to awaken into. So let's just say you wake up one day, think it's gonna be normal. Say you look out your window, it's Titans walking about. There
Casual.
could be people flying about. There could be
Flying pigs.
orange people dressed up in orange yelling "Believe it." So
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Should we start from best or worst?
we can do whatever really. I
Start
think.
from worse because I think get people really upset and then they better again.
Mhm.
But I need to go for my hummingbird or my mellis on the other side. Oh bloody hell! I don't know. I
Okay.
didn't really think this through.
Well, there's
Oh,
just
well,
one universe.
I've got
I
one for the best actually, but I'll keep that.
All right, Tash.
How
you go
about this
first.
for discussion's sake?
Hell's
Sort of
Ring.
online. Worst
Okay.
place to wake up to.
It is
Let's
kind of
leave that
fun
open.
to be honest.
Could be a laugh.
It could be a
a
giggle
laugh.
if you sort of chill and relax there.
Yeah.
If
I mean, you
feel like
can't really feel pain in that universe when once you go.
Yeah, you can
into the
because
game.
they did it in the first one, but in the second one it was like no, you don't feel pain. Only when the other guy turned on the pain. If you know what I mean? No, because in the first one everyone felt pain, but because he went to the second one, that wasn't properly. Well, it was fucked over, but you basically you could feel pain in the first one, but
And
I-
even
I-
when you die, your brain gets fried as well, even
it's not
after
that
you
bad.
kill yourself in the game. And it's
you know,
quite
if
vile.
whoever's alive could eat your brain, for like fried brain. Go with your fried eggs.
The other thing
hell,
is
really good, really.
like how quite realistic it seems, like in very far distant future and virtual realities. When we got hackers in these days, like Anonymous. I mean, if someone hacked a game like Sword Art Online, an MMO, then that's not something you'd really want
And it's
to.
linked to your brain.
Mhm.
It's like,
Like you could just be walking around normally in the Sword Art Online universe when suddenly you like just pull your sword out, you just start walking around. You can just see what you're doing, but you have no control over it.
But of course, there's also
Imagine
the
that.
upsides to the game. I mean, you get to live.
You get
as
to play a game
video game
IRL,
character.
which would be pretty cool.
yeah, you get like make food quite easily. Just go.
You have your ups and downs, but do you guys think there's more bad that comes out of it than good?
I'd say so, considering if you die, then
Yeah, but
really,
it's like real life, isn't it? You don't.
It's a bit like real life. You know, it's more monsters and people with swords.
Not necessarily.
about,
If you sort of like chillax in the cool area where no one.
I guess if you just chillax, but you know, you got to find a way out.
No,
well.
you just wait for a Kirito to do it. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess so. Verdict on that one?
Nah.
Maybe.
Depends how I feel on the day.
Yeah. All right. I have one for worst, definitely.
Okay.
That'd be Dead Man Wonderland.
Nah, that's pretty legit. I haven't watched it, so no spoilers. Thanks.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, it could be fine if you wake up and you're not actually in the prison. But if you just wake up, that it exists,
like
but you're not in the
wiser.
prison. Yeah.
I mean, you have to really work your ass off just to get candy so you can live another day.
Yeah.
And the stuff you have to do is just so barbaric. And just like
Yeah.
this title suggests, Dead Man Wonderland, people think you're just putting on an act, but it's actually not.
Mm.
And I've read the manga all the way through, and it gets really, really twisted. And it's just, you really do not want to be a part of that world.
Yeah.
Especially, but you know, it is pretty cool to like use your blood as your weapon. But I mean, if you get so much blood loss, you just may fall unconscious and then.
Yeah. The funniest thing I find about that is when you see the people in the crowd, seeing people dying and exploding and stuff right then. They're like, wow, look at these effects. And it's like, yeah, all
It
right.
makes you realise how retarded people are in that universe.
It shows how retarded humanity really is. Oh, alright. Alright.
Well, I've
But yeah.
got one. No. I've only got
Alright,
one,
go
I
on.
think. I really can't.
Alright, Verdict and Dead Man Wonderland, it would suck. Anyway, Jamie, go.
I really can't think of much, to be honest. Because like, I look at it through this, like, they're all pretty like IRL.
They're all pretty IRL.
Okay.
Need to
How about
delve into
this?
the fantasy
Hellsing.
I've got one. I ain't finished yet, you motherfucker. I've got Hellsing, because that's an obvious one. And it's like, well, if you're casually... Because it is set in England, so we're all screwed. Basically.
Well, we're screwed in any condition, so.
Because they confirm that the same amount of deaths than what happened in World War Two. So, you know. And it's just zombies eating you. Nom 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 nom. And a few vampires thrown into the mix. I guess if you sort of like chillaxing with Integra, you know, you probably would be alright, I reckon. If you're like with her and the homies. Got a bit of Alucard in the mix, protecting you. But yeah, it's pretty like, you might as well, it's like World War Two, but more fucked up, because considering it just takes a few days for everyone to get slaughtered and nommed on. But yeah, if you have no pals whatsoever and you're human, you're fucked, basically. You might as well migrate to Spain.
For now.
So, Hellsing. It could be right.
Yeah, I think make a nice holiday destination.
Just
if
wake
it
up to a
wasn't-
bloodbath every day.
Yeah.
Without worrying about
Yeah.
any vampires coming to suck your blood
without
any
worrying.
second.
Without worrying.
Alright.
I can't think of anything else.
I've got another one.
Yeah?
It's Cash and Sins.
Oh,
It
I
is-
haven't.
It's the most devastating one because pretty much you wake up. Well, if you were the main character, you wake up as a robot,
Casual.
and the whole world's pretty much
Oh yeah, I remember you said
obliterated.
this, yeah.
And everyone can get their normal lives back if they kill you. And so you're against the whole world, essentially, and everyone blames you for destroying it, and you have no memories whatsoever of what happened before you woke up.
I still don't think it'd be as bad as Dead Man Wonderland, honestly.
No, I think so, because, you know, you can't trust anyone.
There's not a
True.
single person. Everyone wants to kill you. As soon as they find out who you are, you're done for.
Yeah.
And it's a wasteland completely. There's no one out there who would even rescue you. And you're a robot, and you have no idea what you did.
Yeah. I have quite a good one, actually, I've just realised.
Wait for what? Is it bad or good?
It's probably bad, to be fair, but it's interesting. I don't know, Danganronpa.
Done.
Alright, well, let's just think about this. I mean, you go in there, get all the food you need, don't have to do any work, no entertainment. Alright, yeah, we kind of suck, to be honest, but
Give it rest.
I dunno.
Give it rest.
Tash, what do you think?
We're done here.
Well,
We're done
for,
here. Done.
for Danganronpa, it is... I mean, you can't really trust anyone there, for starters. And, you know, it has to remain like that, you know, every day till it gets to the point where you're the last one standing. And you could, even if you won't commit murder, someone could perhaps murder you as well. So it really is about survival of the fittest in that respect. And even if you
It's
do defend yourself, you can still be called out for a murderer and get killed. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like you have a death sentence, but you just don't know when it will happen.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with Danganronpa, because you get put in there, well, with, let's say, whoever the last people in your school were. Now, in the actual series, the first murder was committed a few days in. How long do you reckon it would take IRL for a murder to happen?
Well, at the same setting as like Danganronpa in
Yeah.
Lock School. I would say perhaps like within a day or so.
Do you reckon?
I mean, it depends on how many people you get and what kind of people are with you. And of course, the
Personally.
bear also sets up challenges as well to persuade some people to commit the murder. Because if you can successfully murder someone and get everyone to accuse the wrong culprit, then you'll be the one to graduate and everyone else will die. And so, I mean, there's no telling, it depends on who you're with, I think, personally.
I suppose so. Personally, if I think it was my old school class, I'd give it a few weeks. I don't know.
A few weeks.
Really?
Do you really believe in everyone that they won't commit a murder?
Yeah, I don't think anyone... No, because everyone would think it would be a joke for about the first week, and then after that, it's like, okay, something's wrong here, and then maybe something would happen,
I suppose so.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose
Anyway,
I would list that as one of the worst universes, but I know there are more severe worse universes to be in. But I suppose that is, I think in a sense, like since it feels very bad, particularly because of how real it could be. Because with the exception of the bear, I mean, if you just leave him out, then it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got one good one.
Mm-hmm.
You've all watched it. Full Metal Alchemist.
Now, would it be?
Yes.
Would it be? I mean, I know you, because you go and look at Roy Mustang and be like, Sugoi! But,
Amazing.
I guess if you could... Well, I mean, I guess you could learn alchemy. It could be pretty cool.
I'd love to learn alchemy. I would love to just be like Edward Elric, I'd be like, bam, boom.
You could become a dog of the military if you wanted to.
Woof woof, or you could become a chimera.
Just don't use the philosopher. Just don't use the stone.
No, just use a philosopher's stone. Hashtag YOLO.
Oh God, if you want, I don't know.
Nah, that'd be brilliant. I don't know. I have thought another one actually now that it'd probably be a tie between that and another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is Pokemon.
Oh, alright, that's got to be one of the best. That's up there.
Because I literally just thought about it when it's like, wait a minute.
I feel like that could perhaps fall both ways in some sense.
Pokemon could be devastating. It could be used in wars and everything.
And especially the legendary Pokemons, they come out of nowhere. It's like,
screwed,
get a freaking Rayquaza coming from the sky whilst you're on a plane, you're absolutely screwed.
like what if these Pokemon moves really did like work exactly like they did in real life? It's like Charmander, use flamethrower, and the thing just scorches to death.
And then think about the terrorists as well. Think about how many electrodes they steal. I mean, we all obviously have more power. We have power to defend ourselves with these Pokemon, but I mean, then again, you think of them as animals as well.
Look at Team Rocket.
Team Rocket would be just the biggest terrorist organisation, definitely.
Yeah, it's kind
Except
of
they'd have
jokey anime,
Rattata.
but
Yeah,
you get serious.
in real life,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean,
that could definitely go either way.
I
Unless
always think about that when I say Pokemon World. But
yeah, unless they did make it. Unless when it came IRL, everyone had the same personalities as in the Pokemon anime, and they just
sort of
wore
joking
no
around.
wars.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But would you guys
I don't know.
really agree with the minimum age to train your Pokemon, become a
10
Pokemon
years
master
old.
would be 10
it
years?
depends.
That would most likely get bumped
if
up.
If it is what they said, like what Caleb said, same people, same personalities, and but real life, hell no.
No.
I'd say like
and
18 or something.
There would also definitely be laws against actually using Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't just go out and battle them. People probably there'll be. I reckon they'd be put into certain classes, and like some could be kept as pets, the less dangerous ones. But like the higher up ones would be like sort of like restricted
Yeah,
animals.
but in all fairness, would it actually like kill off some Pokemon like extinct?
Yeah, I guess. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd eat some as well, wouldn't you?
Ah, no, because
Like,
it has been confirmed that there actually is real animals in Pokemon.
Yeah, in right at the beginning,
Yeah.
if we count like the Kanto part.
When there's fish. Like, think about it, having like I don't know, like having a head of a Rayquaza hanging up on your wall.
Or have
I
a
don't know about
friggin' Kyogre coming at you at sea.
You just get on your boat and then
Imagine
suddenly.
there's a casual
whoosh.
whale mug. I swear whales might be bigger. But
Yeah, it is
Oh yeah,
bigger.
Kyogre's small.
No,
to be fair,
but then again, we don't get any whales coming at us, so
that's true. Yeah, so why would you get Kyogres or Whalmers
Yeah,
or Whalelords
so-
coming at you?
but insects. If they're big enough and like,
You're
Especially a
sitting in your
friggin'
bed and a
beetle
scythe that
as
jumps
well.
through
Like,
you.
they
Like-
could stab you right through the gut.
I had a moth in this room yesterday, and think about it. What if it's like a venomoth just coming flying
Yeah.
through? Like, where do you come from?
Oh god.
I literally had to catch it just so it can not,
Yeah, in like really bug infested places, people always keep Pokeballs on their bedside table.
There'd
Yeah.
also be Pokemon
Oh,
abuse
not
about.
another one.
Mm-hmm.
We're selling on the black market. How about buying a Magic Cup for £500?
I think it translates to 500 yen, so it's more like paying a fiver really
Is
for a
it?
Magikarp. Yeah.
So would you guys agree for best or for worst there, or would you say you're kind of in the middle
It depends
there?
how it goes. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's like legit, as in we legitimately live out how Ash lives, sort of thing. And
Yeah,
yes,
that'd be good,
amazing.
yeah.
A world with no
I'll
chavs.
buy all the Magic Cups in the world. Have an army of
evolve them all.
Gyarados and sort of.
Yeah, but if it was that, then the world could become a very dark
Mate,
place
think about
indeed.
it. I could become ruler of the world if it's a dark place.
Yeah,
You,
it's
you
true.
see me like with a Gengar, and it's like destroying the earth, and you're like, I'm like, ha 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 ha. I
Well,
have
I
like armies of
I
like
find it
mini
quite
Gaslies.
funny though, like how they still use transportation like trains and cars when they got Pokemon to
Yeah,
like
but no, but you
fly.
use fly. Yeah,
Exactly.
but I know, but it's not fair. It's animal abuse, Pokemon abuse.
That doesn't
Cookie
matter in
Man
that
abuse.
universe.
And plus, no, but you could only fly when you've been there. So we use a train to get there.
That's true.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
not everyone is a Pokemon trainer.
And what if you crash into another trainer and his Pokemon?
It's like saying when you crash airplanes. It doesn't
I
happen.
don't know.
And someone could eat.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, I suppose that's different because airplanes know where they're going. Pokemon, sort of.
hmm Well,
That's
does that
nice.
about do it for Pokemon and burps?
Perhaps, yeah. I mean,
Alright.
yeah. We've got full metal. Still, if you want to go back to that. Then.
Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist, I mean, the world would... would we still be set back in terms of technology like that, do you reckon? 'Cause, I mean, like, Fullmetal Alchemist doesn't quite have all the technology we have.
I
They just
thought
have
it
radios and
was
all that.
set a bit before though. That's why.
Well, I don't know, I mean, it's like parallel universe, isn't it? I mean, especially if we're going by the original series.
No,
when
but
they-
if you go by original series, then that means it's 1945
Yeah.
or 40s, or not even 45 before that because this World War still going on. I think. Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's technically they're not behind.
I got
Mhm.
one for one of the best universes.
High school.
Oh.
event.
No, that's
No.
that's just awful.
That's really
It's
conflicted.
mixed, and that is. Yeah.
For me, I would really love to be in the Axel world
Axel Voldo.
because I mean the
Axel
technology there is just so great. I mean, despite the neck collar thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
but then you get that cunt of that. He came in the second half. Oh, I hated him.
then beat him up in IRL.
No, but he'll like blackmail me saying but then I probably wouldn't give a shit and probably just be there for soccer school and then probably cry myself to sleep every day. So no, I think I'm fine.
So you don't want to be in the Axel
No,
universe.
not if
Axel.
he's there. Not if I encounter him.
Well, what if he dies? I mean,
Well, then sure, why not? I guess.
but then again,
it's-
you get a heck of a lot more people hacking live with burst link.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared. I think.
But
Like
then again, it
anything-
depends on who knows the game. So
Yeah, but it's still like because it's equipped to you, and you put yourself in danger. Like when it's your computer, you put your computer in danger. You can always replace that. You can't replace yourself. That's what always like sort of online next to the world and anything. .hack, I don't know. I'm just making it up. But like them two in particular, if you've got anything linked to yourself, you're putting yourself in danger of any viruses. Like whereas computers, if one actually legitimately blows up, oh well, that's not the end of the world. You can always buy another one. But if you blow up, well, yes, it is the end of the world.
Yeah. Right. I have one that's kind of weird. I'm not really sure yet.
You say JoJo.
Alright. Pardon?
Don't say JoJo.
I was gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Alright, now, Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of weird, because look, if you go back to, like, Season 0, aside from the whole Millennium Puzzle thing, it's a pretty believable world. But then when you get to the Duel Monsters part, and it's like, okay, hold on, now card games have become this. So, I don't know, what do you think of that? 'Cause, I mean, it'd be fun to be able to play Yu-Gi-Mons for a living.
True.
But yeah.
I don't know, because would the world grow into fat people who have no jobs apart from trying to win Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's true, but what if you have to stand up and, like,
Well,
with
you
a
know
dual
what the
disc?
difference. Standing up and sitting down doesn't really take too many
Yeah.
calorie burners.
Now, here's the thing. Think about it, because as it goes on, the world gets even more Yu-Gi-Oh orientated, because we get Yu-Gi-Oh GX and we have academies.
Nah,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Sorry,
fuck that.
but the thing, I would not want to duel and get sent to the Shadow Realm. I mean,
Oh no, yeah, I don't want
Just
to
be
get
put
into... No, but
into-
that's only when the party poopers get involved, e.g. the rare hunters or whatever their names are.
oh my goodness,
And, like-
I swear, like, rare hunters are like the most realistic thing. I mean, if Yu-Gi-Oh was as popular as the anime was, like, in that universe, Chavs would hunt you down in dark alleys and then beat the shit out of you if you
For your
beat them in
cards.
battle.
Say goodbye to Exodia.
I mean, yeah,
That would happen
to
to
be honest,
you.
they wouldn't even challenge you. They would just beat the shit out of you. And take
Yeah,
your
you'd be
rarest
like,
card.
sorry, what, my cards? Well, I'll challenge you to a duel. These punch you in the stomach, stab you, take your dick.
Like,
Off
psych.
they go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would not like that, and especially as a kid as well. I mean, you'd have such a you would even bother,
Mm-hmm.
and especially in this society. I mean, you know, in the UK, all we have is knife crime because we don't have, you know, guns.
Guns, yeah.
And so people get shanked just to get a rare card.
Yeah. To be honest, it's sort of like that if you go down to Harlow locals and play Yu-Gi-Oh already, but, you know, well, at least it was 10 years ago back when I was playing it. But, you know,
But I suppose,
I
like,
dunno.
what I would really love, though, are the dual discs. I mean, when I was little, I was kind of disappointed, you know, that holograms didn't come out, of course, but...
Yeah.
I feel like we can make part of this universe come true if the support is there with the hologram discs. I mean,
it's true, yeah.
I mean,
mean,
it's
in a-
not so
in-
far out of our reach
Yeah, maybe it'll happen in our lifetimes.
because
I mean, the hologram thing.
it would just be very, very expensive, and
Yeah, it
people
would.
that would want to get it won't be able to afford it.
And you won't just get handed out free ones at every tournament.
But I suppose, like, if that does come out, and if Yu-Gi-Oh does increasingly get big, and gets turned into a sport, then, you know, there's a possibility in that respect.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'd say it's one of the most likely ones then. I mean, not obviously, bar the Millennium Puzzle, ancient Egyptian stuff, but the actual card game, you know, maybe. In a couple of decades we'll have the technology. Anyway, that was Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I reckon it could be fairly fun as long as you just wear bulletproof armour so you don't get stabbed and stuff. But, yeah. Who wants to go next then?
I got one. Well, the thing is, I haven't really labelled this one yet, but I feel like this could perhaps work for both ways, in some sense. Steins Gate. If you were able to send
Yeah.
a text message to someone in the past, you could alter the timeline considerably and then change your life ultimately. And
Yeah.
there's so many risks to that, like what they showed with the anime. I mean, it can work good and bad, but then again, it could interrupt someone else's life as well.
It's true.
So, I mean, what do you
So in
think
theory-
of this?
In theory with this, I suppose only you would get it, yeah? Only
Yes.
one person would get it. Because if everyone had it, then the world would just end, probably.
No, imagine.
Yeah. But, yeah, if only you get it, well, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't be tempted to use it after seeing the entirety of Steins Gate. But maybe if something really bad happened, then I'd be like, alright, well, maybe I should use this now. Give it a go, see what happens, you know?
So
I mean,
would you say it just
definitely
depends on
if
how
it-
frequently you would use it then? I take it.
Yeah. And
Or
if
would
it
you only
definitely if
have
it fell
the
into the
ones?
wrong hands. Huh?
Hmm.
Would you only if you only have one? No, I'd say if you just had the IBM in your room and you could just do it whenever you want on the phone and everything, then I don't know. But
And It's all
I was gonna
about
say-
what you do with it, really. But I feel like I don't know. It
think
depends
the
on what
government
you
would
use it
find
for.
out.
If it's something big, then yeah, it will bite you in the ass. But if it's something
Yeah.
quite small and little, that wouldn't really make a massive, significant change in your life, then I suppose it would be ideal to use it. It's all about how the person uses the opportunity to text themselves in the past to
Yeah,
rectify what it is they want.
and I definitely think the government would come after you after a while.
They would. But then again,
Yeah.
at that point, would you use, the chance to actually send a message to yourself in the past to warn yourself about it, and then make things even
I
more
dunno.
worse? I mean, there's
You could
so
do.
many possibilities with, with sending yourself a text from the past, which is,
Yeah.
why I really love
It's an interesting one. Personally, I think if I got it, it wouldn't change much for me because I couldn't use it, but it could potentially go really bad, or it could just stop something really bad that was going to happen.
To be honest, I think overall, it could be the worst, one of the worst universes you could end up with, Steins
Yeah.
Gate, regardless, because, you saw the anime.
Yeah. Oh man, and if you haven't, you should check it out 'cause it's really good.
Yeah.
Alright, next one, as I don't think Jamie is back yet.
Nope.
Yeah. I think an interesting one would be Cowboy Bebop, just because it's set in the future, pretty much. Only by 50 years or so, but still. Yeah, just to see the technology change around you and, like, everything there. I mean, crime is definitely up, because the whole base Cowboy Bebop is crime is up after humanity went to space, and that's why there's so many bounty hunters about. So, I mean, you'd have to be more careful on the streets and all that. But I guess you'd live on Mars or some other colony at that point, which would be pretty weird.
Seems like it'd get a
But-
heck of a lot complex there, our whole lives.
Yeah,
Essentially. You have to decide whether you want to stay on Earth, or go be a bounty hunter in space, or move to another planet.
yeah. I mean, money would definitely be even harder to get there, and it would just be even harder to make a living. So, I guess you become a bounty hunter if you can get a ship. But
I've got one.
yeah,
of those.
so Bebop definitely would be. I don't know, it's an odd one because it'd be cool to see all that new technology and stuff, but at the
But
same
it's not
time
new
you could.
technology. VHS is
Isn't it?
all. Not that new.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but they wouldn't.
Yeah,
that
I know,
specifically.
I know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, Bebop. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it would be that good because I think
I think
everyone's
that
poor.
different. Really, I was thinking about Bebop. I was thinking, I wouldn't be too keen. I wouldn't say no, but
I got one, Psycho Pass,
I knew you were gonna say that. I don't know why.
because
Okay, let's need to go to the show as well. Combine the two. Go.
Okay, well, with Psycho Pass, you're in a universe where you're judged by a system. You don't get a law case whatsoever. You don't have anyone to really depend on if you commit a crime. You don't have the chance to prove yourself. You just get judged by a machine, and whatever it detects, if it detects that you're going to be a serious threat in the future and become a potential criminal, you get locked inside a cubicle and then just remain there for the rest of your life, or you work for the police to find other potential criminals in the future. And that for me is quite scary because all you have to do really is run, and then if you do that, then well, your crime efficiency just goes up higher and higher, and there's just no way around it. And even though it does certainly clean up the streets of all these scum people of the world, but it's just it does the job, but you can't really find just a way out of it. Once you're in, and that's it. I mean, you could either work for the police or just remain idle in an isolated area for the rest of your life, which is pretty twisted.
Well, Ghost in the Shell is a bit different, actually. I mentioned that because they're both cyberpunk, so I thought maybe I could have some sort of interlope. But Psychopath, Ghost in the Shell is here's what it says in the tin: Ghost in the Shell. Your soul is almost taken from you, and you can be put into a cyborg body. And you can have all sorts of things, which is obviously the shell. Now, almost everyone has some sort of been sort of upgraded, not necessarily fully to a cyborg, but have some sort of implements into them that help them function, able to, I don't know, search things, internet, whatnot, and it's a bit. You could also link it to Sword Art Online XL World because people can hack you, like the police, not police, what are they called? Section 9, which is what is the Major and Bato and Togus and all them lot are in. They literally, in some bits, the Major actually hacks someone, a bad guy, obviously not, to actually use his body, actually like move around his body to sort of get a look around and sort of fight off enemies. It's kind of cool and kind of weird, but also it's weird because like not everyone has them. Because if you're a tramp, you won't be able to afford this sort of upgrade that you get implemented into you. So at one part, there was a guy hiding his face by the use of I don't know what I can't remember the technology is called now. Probably something obvious, but because of technology inside of him, no one could see his face because they sort of hacked it so no one could see his face. But all the tramps could see his face. It's like, well, they didn't actually take notice because they didn't know, because they don't hear about the news because they haven't got anything on them. So it's kind of weird how it all works out. And then, yeah, actually no, I won't say what happens in second gig, but something big happens where it's like, oh, all of this could have happened because of this technology, and it's just sort of, it's kind of weird, really, what they do. I mean, it's just, it could happen in the future, maybe, but different. It's weird, and sort of, and it's, I think society would function differently if things like that.
So would you say it would be one of the worst universes to awaken to,
Not
or the
necessarily
best?
Bad, but life would be different. The crime would be different. Well, crime would be the same, but it'll be function differently. Like sort of same premise as terrorism, hacking, and all that, but it's just done differently. I mean, the world didn't look too much different from what we know now.
It's not something you can really. It's quite tricky to explain, like the new way of life in that respect,
I mean,
because you
not,
won't know it till you actually experience it. So
yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Ghost in the Shell, it's almost the same. Like everyone sort of functions the same. It's not really. It sort of uses technology to something different. But
Yeah.
I got another one. Gurren Lagann.
I was thinking about Gurren Lagann. I was thinking, I don't know. I wasn't really.
Well, it really depends where in the series you show up.
Sure, right at the end, it's alright.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's say like you start underground, and then you're kind of like forced to stay.
What
there.
if what if you're just in the same village as Seymour and you just follow him throughout the whole series?
What once you just stay
You just stay there.
underground?
That would be a bit rubbish, really, wouldn't it?
Well, I would not like to live underground, so I'd probably just go up straight away and not even care. I suppose it'd be different because you don't know what is up above, so therefore you probably adapt to living underground. But I wouldn't like it if I was a.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be interesting. I mean, especially if you showed up at the end of the series and you could become a pilot. That could be really cool. Just to pilot a mech, even though you'd likely die. But with the logic of Gurren Lagann.
Okay, what happens if you get kissed by Yoko?
Oh, you'll die in like
Yeah, no,
within
but,
3 hours.
That's just what you got to look out for. I mean, if you see
kiss of
Yoko, you're like... No, but it was like, as it's happening, you'd be like... You'd be happy? Because Yoko's kissing you, but at the same time, you'd be like... I'm going to die now.
You'll at least die happy.
Well,
Yeah, you'll die happy.
spoilers, by the way. Gurren Lagann.
Well, hey, we didn't say who. Oh, they just didn't know when it's coming
Everyone's
out.
watched Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so Gurren Lagann could be okay.
I got
don't really
another
know.
one.
Go on.
How about Darker Than Black, Jamie? Would you say that would be like one of the best universes to be in? Because you pay a price for using your powers,
Yeah, but
and
who
you
else
can't
knows
really
them?
pick what you get.
Unless you're here, when you're just like, I totally to pay for my powers. Hashtag YOLO.
Ooh, I know one. Can I say? Are we done with Dark and Black?
I don't know, are we done with Dark Black?
Well, all I gotta say is that world would be a
It
lot
depends,
more.
It depends who gets the contracts, really. I think it'd be a bit more. I
Well,
mean, the world itself is not different, vastly, but it's just a bit, a bit dangerous. I think.
Alright.
Go on ahead.
Okay,
Go
you
on,
ready?
then.
This is definitely one of the worst. Evangelion.
Yeah, I was thinking about mentioning it, and wasn't sure. I mean,
Well,
because
to be honest, if it...
you've already had another. No, you already had the second What's it called?
It depends. Yeah, the second impact. It depends if you're born after that or not. I guess. If you're born before that, well, you're 50% chance of dying, really.
And don't
Isn't
forget,
it?
For raining aliens as well. So, well, angels.
It's an angel.
Raining
it's
angels
an
coming
angel.
from the
And-
sky
and-
spontaneously.
Actually, I can't remember. Do the people living in Evangelion know that their lives are in the hands of 14-year-old kids? Or-
Yeah, kinda. Because if you remember, Shinji got beaten up.
Oh yeah, I remember
School.
that. Yeah.
They knew he was a pilot. Obviously, I don't think not everyone knew, but
Hmm.
obviously that class knew, and probably it could spread. So perhaps you'd be one of them who knew.
Hmm.
And it's just like, well, at the end of the day, neither of you watched End of Evangelion, so you don't bloody know. Because Tash was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna watch rebuild films." You know, rebuild films could be a sequel to the actual.
And I've only seen 20 episodes
Yeah,
of
but
the
you've
original
seen one
series,
with
and that
Tash
was
and
like
think-
that was like 2 years ago.
Tash ain't
Yeah,
seen
but-
the bloody original.
He hasn't seen the
Everyone
legit.
suggests the films. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying they're a
Hmm.
bunch of idiots because it could well be a sequel.
Well, we'll see when 4.0 comes out, I guess.
But
Maybe.
it's not been stated. It's like apparently it was stated in the Japanese one, but apparently they dubbed it differently.
Really?
It's something I can't remember. I remember hearing a video about it, and and one was like, I can't remember, but what Shinji said like sort of made it that it is a sequel, but then the dub was all like, nah.
Lol, no. Yeah.
So really, we don't know. But
We
I
don't
would
know.
always recommend the original over the rebuild.
Yeah.
I got another one, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure it's a universe where that you don't really want to imagine guys doing. Madoka Magica.
Oh my!
If
God.
you wake up to
Well,
that,
nothing would change for us,
Yeah,
really, would
that's
it?
what I thought.
What if
Yeah.
guys were able to turn into Maha Shoujos?
No, it
We'd be Maha Shonen.
Maha
Yeah,
Shonen.
Maha Shonen. That'd be
Maha
amazing.
Shonen, we all would be wearing pretty dresses.
Yeah, you
Fighting
still wear the
witches.
dresses.
I mean,
No,
it's...
because I'd wish for a million wishes and you'd be like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you have to always battle all the time just to stay alive. And once your gem is like separated from you, you just become an empty shell essentially. It's pretty. I would say it's perhaps like one of the worst universes to be in, given how much risks there are and how you have to just keep going for the rest of your life because you have to make that one wish count. And if guys were able to turn into magical guys wearing pretty dresses, I'd be frankly quite creeped out.
How about Maho signing?
Maha Seinen. Well, yeah, Tash, technically that'd be you. And Jamie, in fact, I think.
Oh, damn.
Maha
I
Seinen.
think I'd be the only one who's Maha Shoujo. Shonen. Not Shoujo. But, yeah. But honestly, yeah, but all that aside, if it was legit like Madoka Magica, then we wouldn't be able to be Maha Shonen. So, I guess stuff wouldn't really change that much until we see Madoka become a god.
Yeah,
If we even
well,
see
I
that.
don't know. I think it's a bit weird one to mention, really. Considering we're doing it by their universe.
Hmm.
Mhm. At least there's a cute
Yeah.
cat, but
Yeah.
it's not
QB.
as it seems.
Isn't it? He's
Okay.
not legit. Even though he thought he was. Oh, wait, spoilers!
Spoilers?
Anyway, yeah.
Spoilers?
What about,
What spoilers? We didn't spoil anything.
What about
Well, yeah, we
Mirai
said-
Nikki?
Never mind.
No, it's same as Demon Wonderland, really.
Not in the same sense, because Mirai Nikki, it's all about it's all about trying to obtain power. You're trying to survive so that you could, overpower
Become
everyone
God,
at the end of the
that's
day. Dead Man Wonderland, you have to literally fight to actually live the next day.
Yeah, but the whole concept of it's sort of similar. And I think...
I
If you're
wouldn't
not involved
say
in
so,
it-
because Dead Man Wonderland, you're trapped in prison, and you have
And
to...
in Mario Nikki, you're gonna be dead if you don't fucking...
You got the whole world
hurry up.
at your oyster. You can go
Well, not
wherever
really,
you
because
want.
it does eventually crumble.
And then you get, of course, you get the future diaries as well, and
And,
each...
and if I'm against Yuno, I'd rather not.
Yuki! Even though I haven't seen it. I'm just gonna say
It
anyway.
Well, if you were in
Why
Yuki's
you-
position, then yeah, that would be the worst universe to be in. Always being followed by that yandere.
Right.
So does anyone else have any other worst universes or best universes that you'd ideally like to be in?
I mean, we could do the really boring ones and do all those shonens, but I don't think there's any point.
Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure everyone spoke about it in some other sort of discussion,
Yeah.
probably somewhere else.
Yeah. But, yeah, well, I guess that's about it then.
No,
Is
it
it?
could be a shit one. I mean, it's still about really. It's quite hard. It's just not hard free, but I don't know.
It's a very
I thought-
subjective matter with like. Well,
Yeah, I mean, because like
world's
a lot
worst
of the animes and mangas we've watched and read.
And the thing is, I mean, with this quest, you can't really specify what position you'll be in. Are you in the main character's position, or are you just a normal person, or are you an animal, are you a rat, or are you a piece of poop, or you know?
Well, in Tash's case, you'd be a piece of poop.
Oh no, Jamie,
Right.
you just become.
The best. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'd say let's finish off then.
No,
Let's
you-
overall pick our best and worst universes.
Okay. Best. Best be Full Metal. I think I would have to go Full Metal. I don't know. Full Metal Pokemon. I want to say Full Metal. I'm gonna say Full Metal just because it's probably like easier.
It's probably
for
safer.
everyone.
It's safer.
Yeah, it's like not as bad. I mean, Philosopher's Stone's kind of bad, but not as bad as a fucking Rayquaza, Kyogre, Groudon, Mewtwo, Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, so on, looking down at you, about to kill you and destroy the planet. So that's one way of looking at it. And then bad will probably be Helsing because I don't want
Because
anyone to
Hellsing.
eat me.
Yeah.
I should die normally. I'd
Dash?
literally rather be killed and.
Okay, best universe has to be free, of course.
Yeah.
Actually, hang
Yeah,
on.
obviously because.
It's the most
you
peaceful
love
one.
Men.
I didn't. We didn't even
God.
determine like my position.
Yeah.
You'll
On
be the
top.
bottom and he'll be top.
Oh, to be honest, my best universe, I would say perhaps Pokemon. Maybe, even though you mentioned all that stuff, it's just the adventure is something you can't really deny. It's all about how you go about it. I mean, it can vary for every individual. So, I think Pokemon would be one of the most ideal worlds to be in. And as for the worstest universe, I would say Cash and Sins, since you can't turn to anyone and everybody wants to kill you and you don't know why. And
Why no? Why? Because you're a cunt.
well, I would not know why. By the time if someone tells you, you would die. So it's pretty much the end, nonetheless. So, how about you, Caleb?
I think I'd have to say my best. I mean, if Pokemon were to be the bad one, I'd say my best would probably be Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because it'd be lols really, and it wouldn't really change too much about how we live at the moment. It would just make the current Yu-Gi-Oh! Game a hell of a lot better than it is now, I guess. I don't know. And my worst would probably have to be Dead Man Wonderland. That's provided you get thrown in the prison.
You will be
Just
thrown
because I
into a
don't-
prison.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I don't know. Just because I wouldn't be able to stay alive in Dead Man Wonderland. So, yeah, I think that's it, really. But, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is close to Pokemon, I reckon, if Pokemon is the good one, not Pokemon Destroy the World one. So, yeah. So that's about it, guys. If you watched all this way, then thanks a lot. And remember, questions!
Oh, we should have questions at the start. Well,
We should
yeah,
begin
questions,
asking
questions, Twitter. There's a lot. Follow our other channels. We've got individual channels, by the way. So remember, I'm the AG Corner, Caleb's the AG Corner, and Tash is the AG Corner. So
No, I'm the...
AG Corner, the AG Corner, yeah.
I'm the Sly
AG
Dragon
Corner,
93.
AG Corner,
You'll see all our channels if you actually go on our channel. I mean, you just click on the word UAK, United Anime Kingdom, and then yeah, you'll see all our channels on the right hand side.
yeah. Mine should change, actually. It should be the Gaming Rushi now, I think. So, I don't know, we might have to change that.
Well,
Well...
I hope that we find Lewis, because seriously, we literally don't know where he is.
Honestly, we don't... He's left us without
Also,
trace,
if
and
you
we're
really wanna
genuinely
help
quite
us,
worried.
Please help us make a wanted poster. for Lewis.
Hashtag where's Lewis? Put that in your Twitter.
Hashtag
yeah,
where is
find
Lewis? Actually,
Alright,
right, no,
um,
we need to be more specific. There's like a billion Lewises around the world.
Find Scottish Lewis. That's close enough.
I
Alright,
suppose so.
guys.
Right.
Thanks
Okay,
for
in all
listening.
seriousness though, Ben and Lewis should both be back
Well,
by next
no,
week.
I'm
so.
not. Don't pay promise about Lewis. If he's legitimately dead, then we can't.
Exactly. We'll hold a
God.
memorial service. I mean, if
Yeah,
he does end up,
we'll do a special
for the
podcast showing the best and the worst of Lewis if he doesn't come back.
Okay, we'll see. Anyway, that about wraps it up, guys. Send any questions. Tell us down in the comments what you think your best and worst universes would be to land in for anime. And we'll see you guys next time, I guess.